Do you want to look 10 to 20 pounds heavier? Well, then you need to develop your traps. And I'm talking about getting those big cobra thick traps that come up and almost touch your ears. Because when you see someone who has huge traps like that, you're like, wow, this guy's jacked. And that's the look that we're trying to go for here. But the issue is traps are kind of a stubborn muscle to grow. They're really hard to actually get to pop out like that. So how do you do that? What do I do with clients when they want to grow their traps? And what's the best way that you can develop your traps? So remember, the trap muscle isn't only shown from the front like that. It's a kind of like a kite-shaped muscle that also is in the middle of your back. What we're going to talk about today is going to develop mostly that area that you see in the front, but will also help you to develop that thickness in the back as well. Okay. And this is kind of the best way that I've found to blow up your traps. So let's start right off the bat. First and foremost, you need to ditch the barbell. The barbell shrug, ditch it, get rid of it. It's not a good movement. And because you need to follow the fibers. The trap fibers don't run up and down, right? They're not vertical. They kind of run from the point of the shoulder, the AC joint, all the way into the neck. They run kind of sideways. So if you want to develop those muscles fully, you need to follow the fibers. So 99% of the time, I want you to ditch anything with your hands in front, and you're going to switch it and do 99% of your work in a neutral grip position. Because when you're doing a neutral grip position, you're going to follow those muscle fibers and adequately put tension on them in order to develop that area. Okay. Now, the thing with traps grow from heavy loads. When you train that heavy, though, you can't put as much tension as you want on that area. So, for example, when you're doing heavy shrugs, and I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about, when you're doing heavy shrugs or heavy deadlift, you don't really feel your traps working, but they're working kind of overtime when a heavy load is lifted. But on the same token, if you want to keep tension on that muscle and you use lighter weights, higher reps, that's not going to do shit for growth either.
And it seems like it's not worth it.
So what's the answer? The answer is both. And let me explain to you how I do this with clients. So first of all, traps grow from the best frequency of twice a week. Twice a week is ideal. And I always tack traps on with back or with pull day. Okay. So the first time a week, you're going to do a heavy neutral load. So whether it's a trap bar, shrug, or like a neutral grip machine, some gyms have like the machine that's it's a shrug machine. It's kind of neutral. So you want to grab a neutral position, but load up the weight. This is like your overload day where you're going to heavily overload the traps with a lot of weight and just try to move the weight from point A to point B. You're not really trying to squeeze the shit out of your trap. You're just trying to move the weight from point A to point B. Because like I said, your traps need a lot of load to actually develop. Okay. Now on the second day, you're actually going to use a lighter load again with that neutral grip. And I call this day the tension day. So what I do is I have a neutral grip machine that I use, and I grab it one side at a time, and I just do one side, and I just focus on bringing my traps all the way up, squeeze, and down. So this is like my lighter tension day where I'm just trying to put tension on that trap. And you can do the same thing with dumbbells. I just don't like dumbbells because once you get past a certain point, you need heavier than average dumbbell that's at a gym. So like a neutral grip, anything neutral grip, one arm at a time, just to keep the tension there. And again, doing this consistently will help you to blow up those traps, okay? So remember, follow the fibers, ditch the barbell. The straight barbell shrug is not going to do as much as a neutral grip. So ditch the barbell, go with a neutral grip, follow the fibers, heavy day and a tension day, and watch those traps blow up. And if you need help developing the rest of your body and building more muscle overall, I got you covered. I have a free 6-week training program that I want to give you. No strings attached. All you got to do is click that link below and get the program, all right? All right, guys, this is Anthony, AB Fitness. I'll catch you on the next one.